Now, Deputy Charlie McConalogue has the next question.
Minister, this is to ask you what assistance you plan to give to homeowners in Donegal who have homes which are developing cracks, and it's an emerging situation affecting hundreds of homes in the county, Minister. And I would ask, what is it that you plan to do to assist them, because these homeowners very much need the assistance of the government?
Minister.
Thanks, Deputy, for raising this issue. It's something that has been raised to me, it was first raised to me by Councillor Martin Farron, I have to admit, and has subsequently been stated to me by a number of people. I fully appreciate and acknowledge the difficulty and distressing situations that householders have to deal with when faced with the consequences of the use of defective materials or poor workmanship in homes, building defects that there's building defects in. In general, matters for resolution are between the contracting parties involved, i.e. the owner, the builder, the manufacturer, supplier, quarry owner and/or the respective insurers. In addition, and where appropriate, affected homeowners should pursue their structural guarantee insurance providers where a structural guarantee insurance is in place. In the event that the contracting parties cannot reach a statement by negotiation, the option of seeking redress to the courts can be considered. My understanding, Deputy, is that legal proceedings are underway and have been instigated in some of the cases relating to the problems in Donegal, which is the appropriate course of action to take place in this event, and that the responsible parties will have to face up to the responsibilities and provide a solution to the affected homeowners, who I have a huge degree of sympathy for. Notwithstanding that, Deputy, my department is prepared to review any information that can be made available in these matters. For example, test laboratory reports on the concrete blocks, structural reports on the affected dwellings, or any other issues. There's a range of other issues as well. Having regard to such information, I may be in a position to offer advice which may be of assistance to affected homeowners in seeking a resolution to their difficulties. In that regard, a meeting has been arranged between my department and the delegation of affected landowners. In fact, Deputy, I might update that it actually happened yesterday.
Deputy McConalogue.
Thank you. Minister, do you plan to meet the homeowners yourself?
The meeting took place yesterday, but
I
have no issue with meeting.
Did you attend that yourself?
I did. I wasn't available yesterday, but I know a few more things going on, but I have no issue with meeting them.
I understand, yeah. I would ask, Minister, that you would meet them. This is an emerging issue, and it mainly seems to be affecting homes built in the late 90s and up to the mid-2000s. And it's growing all the time, and it's estimated, Minister, that hundreds and maybe up to 1,000 or over homes in County Donegal are actually affected by it. And I note the fact that you are offering sympathy and maybe advice to these homeowners, but what they really need, Minister, is help from the department and from yourself. Because in order to get homes tested to establish exactly what is the problem in each of the homes, it costs thousands of euros and money which these families simply don't have. So without you getting involved, Minister, to assist them, they simply will not be able to deal with the problem, and indeed will be left in limbo.
Thank you, Deputy.
I know in relation to the pyrite issue previously in Dublin, that after a long period of time a resolution board and a panel was set up to try and come to the bottom of the problem. And I think, Minister, you need to explore and actually establish a similar setup here. But I would ask that you personally would meet with representatives of the homeowners, Minister, and actually progress that development.
Thank you. Minister.
Thank you, Deputy. I think, ever since this was brought to my attention, and it was brought to my attention by a councillor, Martin Farron, first I have to acknowledge that, and on further investigation with the department, this isn't about pirates, it's about a thing called MICA. And it is a unique territory in the sense that we need to see the analysis and see where we can go in relation to that. But I can assure the Deputy that my department will be helpful, and we will try and progress to try and get some satisfaction for these people who should never have been put in this place by shabby practices, to say the least, disgraceful practices actually. And it shows why we need building control regulations at a real level into the future. So my department has met with them yesterday. They had a comprehensive discussion, the details of which I haven't been made privy to yet. To be frank, I've had a discussion with some people, but once that information has been brought through the system, I have no problem at all in meeting with the representatives, possibly even in Donegal if I'm there. But it is something that we're going to monitor and try and progress because it is an issue for the people.
Deputy McConalogue.
Thank you. Minister, I have to emphasise the importance of a quick response from you in relation to this. A small number of homeowners who actually have tests carried out have identified the presence of muscovite mica as the problem, as you pointed out rightly there. Some actually have had to take remedial action already by removing outside walls and replacing them. Others actually seem to, after investigation, identify that both the outer wall and the inner walls are affected. So, as you can understand, because the houses are from the late 90s to 2000s, it's primarily young families which are involved. Families with young children which don't have the finances to actually come up with the thousands of euro required to do the tests. I think this is where they need your assistance at this stage, Minister, to actually come on board and establish a panel with the expertise to actually engage with each of those who have identified that they have a problem and report back to you on the exact extent of the problem and on solutions, Minister, which can be delivered quickly to try and assist these families, because many of them do not have time on their hands, and it's a living nightmare for many of them.
Minister, final reply.
Deputy, the point is well made, in fairness, and a number of people across all political persuasions have come to me in relation to this issue. The goodwill is there from the department. We've met with them yesterday. I haven't even had a chance to go through the information that has been provided, but my officials certainly will be briefing me on that. And we will be offering help in relation to this situation, but we do need to have the analysis first. We do need to see what is the current situation, the scale of it, the individuals involved, the structures, the safety consequences, and all of those issues need a little bit of analysis. And subsequent to that, I suppose we will look towards what is the best direction in relation to go to this that is most prudent to help them from a government side of things, and also to ensure that those who did this are dealt with, because at the end of the day, these practices, which were prevalent in a number of areas, are completely unacceptable, and the people who ensured that young families, as you say, and I've seen some of the photos of the area, the young families who were left in this manner by these type of individuals are followed to the end.
Thank you, Minister.